Hello, Kevin. It's Rem checking in from Victoria, British Columbia, Sydney, actually, where it is mostly cloudy and 12 degrees. So, looking at the audio that you're recording, you'd mentioned that you're recording in your motorhome, and I have a few ideas that might be able to help you with the quality of your audio. What I typically do when I'm recording is I'm always looking for a quiet environment or ways to make the environment as quiet as possible. So, for recording this, what I've done is I've set it up so that all the windows in my apartment are closed. Right now, happily, the fridge is turned off, and that's always good. And then I'll close the curtains. Usually try to make it an environment that I know is going to be as quiet as possible. So if you're recording on the road, you may want to find some place where there isn't a great deal of traffic too. I also have a Purelator jet which takes off every night at 6:15 p.m. So I always try to wait until that jet has flown by before I do any recording. So the example I'm going to give you is how I do recording with Adobe Audition, and the idea is pretty much the same with Audacity, I'm sure. It's around the idea of doing noise removal. So this is my window, and I'm going to record a little bit of audio. Let's do this in mono, 44.1, 16-bit. And I'll give you a sense of how it sounds when I record the intro for the Sci-Fi Movie podcast. So we've got a level here that seems to be looking okay. We're coming in around -9 for the peaks, about -15. So that's not too bad. I tend to ride the mic fairly close. Right now I'm about 2 or 3 inches away. I'm hitting the mic at about a 30-degree angle, so I'm not approaching it directly. The mic is an Audio-Technica 2100 USB XLR mic, and it's plugged in via USB directly into my computer. So what we'll do first is we're going to record 10 seconds of room noise, and I'll tell you why in just a second. 10 seconds, starting now. Okay, and a truck is literally driving by as we speak. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to take as much of that out as possible. So I'll do the intro for the show as we typically do, and that is, hi, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast, digging deeper into the sci-fi movies that we all love. My name is Rem, and then the co-hosts usually jump in. Okay, so let's stop recording this and see what we have. There's a room noise, and I'll tell you why in just a second. 10 seconds, starting now. Okay, so here's our clip, and what I'll do is I'll go over to where the intro is. Hi, and I'll cut out the rest of that because we don't need it. Okay, so now we've got room noise, which is important, and then we have our intro, which we're going to be working with in a minute. So the first thing that I always do is I always look for ways to eliminate as much noise as possible, because at some point in the future, I'm going to be taking this and I'm going to be applying a compressor effect. And I'll just show you very quickly what that compressor does. I use the multiband compressor and I use the broadcast plugin. And when I play it, listen to the preview. Hi, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast, digging deeper into the sci-fi movies that we all love. My name. Okay, so you'll hear that it brings up a lot of volumes and it cuts down some. And if I apply that to the file, let's look and see what happens. So here we have a file that's been compressed or run through the compressor. Hi, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast. And you'll notice, too, that at the very end, this little bit of room noise has actually become louder. Hear that? So it's about -45, about -43. And the actual room noise is about -54. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control-Z so we undo that. And let's go back and look at our room noise because we're going to want to reduce that. So what I'll do is I'll grab a section of room noise, and you can see I'm grabbing down here about 7 seconds of it. And I'm going to go into Effects and Restoration, and then Noise Reduction. Now, some people will only apply a little bit, thinking that if they apply too much noise reduction, it's going to affect the voice, and maybe it does, but for the amount of noise I'm reducing, which isn't a lot, it doesn't really affect my voice if I apply 100% noise reduction. But first, we're going to capture the profile. What happens here is the software is going to look at this highlighted piece and it's going to learn about the room noise and make a recording of it. And it's done that. And here's what the waveform looks like. Now it gives me the option to reduce the noise level 0, or I could move it up a scale and I could use 100% noise reduction. And you'll see on that file, that yellow piece that moves up and down, as I increase the amount of noise reduction, it'll show you that it's taking more and more noise out of the WAV file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview it, and we'll show you the waveform. Right now we're recording at about -54 to -57, and that's at 0% reduction. If I bump that up to, say, 50%, it goes down to about -63 to -68, which is not bad. I typically tend to like to run it a lot because I know that I'm going to be doing the compression later on. So I'll do 100%. And you'll notice that the noise is being, for the most part, taken out of this clip. You'll see that every once in a while it spikes at about -95 dB, and that's okay. So I've chosen the profile. I'm going to now select the file that I want, the piece of the file. I'm going to select that right here, and that's my intro, and we'll be able to see the before and after as well. So what I'll do is I'm going to now choose the effect, and I'm going to apply it just to give you an idea of how this is going to look with the restoration. That's what we're looking for, restoration. Noise reduction. Okay, so we've selected our profile, and we want to apply noise reduction to this chunk of audio. So let's do that. And it's done. You don't see a whole lot of difference. And if you listen, hi, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast, digging deeper into the sci-fi movies that we all love. My name is Rem. Okay, so what we've done is we've applied that noise reduction, and have a look here at the audio right in the front. If you look at this, and if we loop it, you'll see we're pretty low now, and it's a lot lower than it was. And if I look at a point before the noise reduction, we'll see it was about -54, -54. Oh, then it dropped. Hi, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast, digging deeper into the sci-fi movies that we all love. My name is Rem. Okay, now you'll see this part too. If we play this, you'll see a point where the noise level is very low in decibels, and then it goes back to its regular 54. Watch this. Oh, it looks like it didn't select it very well. Let's try this. Okay, so we're about -90 to about -69, around there. And if we select this area, which wasn't noise reduced, that's steadily around -54. So we can see, we'll be able to see at some point if we watch this exactly where that drop in noise reduction happens. So let's watch this. -54. Oh, and there it drops down. So that's the process of doing noise reduction. And I do this with every file that I produce, even on other files when people send me to produce them. I'll always go through, look for a bit of a noise window, and try to reduce it as much as possible. So if you get a chance, try doing this recording in your motorhome and record some noise. I've played a lot with this noise reduction, and it's really fun to be able to turn on a microphone, record, and just record the room and see what noises are present, and then look for ways to reduce them. So give that a shot. Let me know how it goes, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, Kevin. Bye.